Are you ready?
Okay.
Let's rock and roll.
Can I get a motion to open the Halifax Board of Health meeting for Wednesday, June 11th, 2025 at 6:31?
So moved.
All in favor?
Morning, Henry.
Please note that this meeting is being recorded by Area 58 and can be viewed on YouTube. All right, first up, reorganization of the board. I would make a motion to reorganize the board with Pam Engstrom being the new chair. Comments, questions, concerns? Can I get a second?
I'm in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You'll be co-chair?
Aye.
Very good.
Okay. I make a motion for Candace Green to be co-chair of the Board of Health.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then that would leave Mr. David Hatch, the clerk. Okay. Which I don't think we have to vote on that because that's the same. Excellent. All right, ratify agent's approval. Snow Street.
Snow Street, all the revisions are complete. Simply ratify my approval.
Beautiful. 53 Clydo Bosworth.
No revisions. Ratify my approval.
Good. 18 Anawan, same.
Yep, no
same for
revisions. Ratify my approval.
Beautiful. Can I get a motion to ratify the agent's approval for disposal works permits to A, B, C, and D as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Requiring local upgrades and variances, but otherwise recommended for approval. What's going on at 19 Cross Street, Bob?
So because Street is so tight on all property lines, they have a requirement, and it's actually close to the groundwater elevation because they're down the hill, from 5 feet separation to 4 foot separation, which we've done in the past, but just needs the board to ratify with the LUA 310 CMR 15.212.
Okay. Can I get a motion to grant local upgrades and variances for 19 Cross Street as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, betterment loan request. Funding currently available to 3rd Ave, system failure and hardship. What's going on, Bob? Just a betterment loan for the septic replacement?
Yeah, he's in the process of trying to replace his septic.
Okay.
He is absolutely on the pond
Okay.
and has absolutely no room, and to the best of my knowledge, absolutely no money either. So he just wants to know if it might be a viable option. We could have him come in, he can prove his hardship, and we would take it from there.
That sounds good to me. And it says there are funds available, so that's
There are.
perfect.
Currently, and I've met with both him and his son, and that property is currently one of my covenant cases that I go down and grab water quality samples from, so it's in desperate need of repair.
Sounds like they could probably use the betterment loan. Okay, sounds good. Let's see. So we have to motion or vote to approve. All right, can I get a motion to approve 3rd Ave as a hardship and allow the owner to move forward with a septic betterment loan request through the town of Halifax?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
2025 beach permits. Beaches are open and tested from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Yeah. So they're just all the beach permits that.
We have to approve them?
Yes, because, 2 are town, 3 are the private ones, so, or semi-private. So, they either pay us or we pay through the town.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve 2025 beach permits for Anawan Beach, Halifax Beach, Home Street Beach, Linden Street Beach, and Twin Lakes Beach?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Body art establishment bylaw variance request.
Which will bring us to, and you'll have to introduce yourself. even though we're pretty well acquainted.
Hi, good night, everybody. My name is Enrique Leoncio, and I am filing this petition to change the code on section 6A and 6A4 and 6A7 regarding the amount of sinks in a tattoo shop or body art establishment, as you guys word, and the partition. And I base my my petition on 3, maybe even 4 things. Shops are more and more like being built in the open concept, like an art loft kind of style. When you have just a client chair in your workstation and that repeats itself, it's clear that like it's one central sink for everybody. I have worked in many shops like that. There are shops in Boston that are like that. I don't know if a variance were granted to them or if they changed their laws. Another point is tattoo conventions. There is like hundreds of artists in one convention hall. All the booths are dry, and the bathroom sinks suffice for hand washing. And the most important is just how the process of tattooing has changed in the past 20 years. And it's not even like we're jumping through hoops to do anything. It's just how the process is. It's absolutely waterless. Basically, there is no sink interaction. If a tattoo is a black and gray tattoo, there is no rinsing of the tattoo gun. If it's a color tattoo, then there is a small rinse cup. I even have a demonstration to make for you guys if you want. And we use distilled water. I brought spring water, but we use distilled water that everybody has in their station. Fill a tiny cup like that. And this powder right here makes everything solid. That's what we use. That's what everybody uses in conventions. And then there is no disposing of the water in the sink. It's all disposed in the trash with everything else, gloves and everything.
What's the current law, Bob? Do you have the current?
So the law actually isn't a law.
Okay.
I also worded that for you guys if you want, like what the wording is, or what I am trying to change the wording to.
It was a model regulation
Okay.
that was set forth on 1/23 of 2001 for towns to at least adopt, because at that point in time, tattooing, except for being in the back room of a bar or something, really wasn't well recognized.
Thank you.
Good.
Nail salons also changed regulations at some point from one sink in each station to one central sink because all you needed for is hand washing. So the highlighted stuff is just what I'm trying to change from and to.
So one thing I would say, Henry, is tonight, because it's a model, regulation that's our bylaw, the board should consider a variance as opposed to actually changing it permanently, which would be the same as what we just did on the septic system. You can go to 4 feet to, 5 feet to 4 feet. To really digest the idea of actually changing the regulation that's in place, bylaw, basically, model. Hey, if we're going to do it all at once. Change everything that need be changed. So right now, we're sitting on the sinks and the partitioning for the most part.
The partitioning, it's just so much better for the dynamic of the shop. Like inevitably we have clients talking to each other, sports, whatever it is, like full wall just takes all that away.
So having walked that particular, it's the upstairs right above Harmony 2 Liquors, okay? There will be
Is
a
this the,
sink available,
think-
well, bathrooms available for the general public.
is this the proposed floor plan?
Yep. Which will show that.
Permission to point that out. I have that sink already in the spot, and
Okay.
I'm going to just make a mini kitchen there
Okay,
for clients and us. And this is where the sink would be with unobstructed path from all the tattoo stations. These two already have full wall, but we're not gonna have doors. If any privacy is required, it will be just partitions. So the access to the sink will be exclusively for hand washing and unobstructed.
Right. And that would service all of the stations. So the patrons have a place to hand wash, your employees have a place to hand wash.
Absolutely.
There's a separate swap sink facility for mopping, cleaning, doing the things that you
Yeah.
need to do. And pretty much that's what I saw there. And
Where's that? Where's the sink, the mop sink?
in the
so
restroom.
that would be, there's a
Utility
back
closet.
hallway.
It's a utility
okay.
closet
Yeah,
upstairs.
utility closet
Yeah,
upstairs.
it's for everybody's use,
Okay.
upstairs.
Okay.
It's the same as the bathrooms.
So there's two variances we're looking for, the variance for the partition between each station and a variance for the sinks.
Exactly. Which, again, being a model regulation, it's not like we're being less strict than the state code. Because there's not a code, same as the food code or whatever. It was a model, and I believe most towns just adopted what was there at that point in time.
I have also some pictures to show of
Oh,
tattoo
please
existing
show.
in
The
Massachusetts.
more you
and
show
in
us,
other-
even if you want to pour
So-
water, feel free.
This, I'm so sorry, I don't have this for everybody.
That's okay.
But this is way messier than what we want, but this is like an open concept loft kind of style, and you can see the station, and no sink in sight because it's probably in one central area. Same thing here.
So are you proposing to take down these existing walls, or you're gonna leave them up?
No, this is a open floor. The only walls that are here are these.
Oh,
These
so what
walls
is
are
the-
here.
what is-
This would be the partitions I would make 50 inches high if you guys grant.
It's not a
to do
full
that.
wall.
Not a full
Oh,
wall.
Gotcha.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
These
Little,
would
so
be
you do
full
have
two-
privacy, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and we would have a stack of dividers if
Yep.
people
Yeah.
request that, and two already full wall stations.
Okay, so these are already established rooms with doors,
Yep,
and then these are
I'm-
walls,
I'm going to
partial.
remove those doors, so
Yeah.
if like they need the total privacy, it will be like a recess.
Especially.
Or
A
curtains or
partition.
whatever.
Okay.
But something that we do now have to
So
touch
nothing, right?
to get access to the sink, that is the
Yeah.
point.
Okay.
'Cause
Yeah, the one I was in
know,
Bridgewater, they had the
Joe just
low
replaced that
level,
system a little
like
while ago.
dividers between the stations.
So how
but then
tall
they
are
did have
these?
curtains. Yeah, how tall would those be?
50 inches, I think.
All right,
About-
so
about-
that's,
So
That's
60
all.
inches is 5 feet, so, okay,
Yeah, that's a petition wall roughly.
yeah.
okay.
I have other, these two are in Massachusetts. This is in Taunton, this is in Boston. Also, open floor concept, stations next to each other,
Mhm.
depending on one central hand wash sink. And then the craziness here.
Every
Tattoo
chemical,
conventions, everybody, all these booths are only separated by something this tall.
Mm.
If you want to wash your hands, you have to go like this to the bathroom, and it works for everybody. Hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people,
Right,
no issue.
right, right.
anything that's getting into the sinks is
Only
approved for septic, yes?
Yeah, and that's the point.
Yep.
We don't dump anything in the sink, really.
Okay.
It's only for
Just
hand
for
washing.
So you use that powder to solidify what the distilled water you use at the station, and then you
Absolutely.
dispose of a solid,
Want me to show you?
sure.
Please and thank you.
So we use the little cup, paper, so, you know.
So this would be like the runoff from rinsing something?
Right, if you're doing
Okay.
a color tattoo, you come and you rinse when you switch colors, and then instead of dumping that in the sink, you dump some of this.
It's like a science experiment.
It's like
Okay, so none of that gets into the septic?
nothing.
You just
Just
throw
goes
that
to
in
the
the
trash.
trash?
Right in the trash.
Okay.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah,
That is pretty cool.
that's what everybody in the tattoo conventions use, because otherwise you would have to go like this to the
Yeah,
bathroom
yeah,
with your cup. And then your question too, like, is it good to dump all those cups into the bathroom and stuff? So there's no chance
Very
of
good.
that.
Yep.
Okay. Thoughts?
If this variance is granted, even though it is, again, a model regulation, I really like the ideas of the standards of practice, all the signage, the injury reporting, anything about complaints. I
Absolutely.
mean, there's no variance there.
No,
I
no.
I understand what you're asking, but I want to ensure
Not at all.
that you fully understand.
Went a little
I will
over
just
the,
pop in at any point in time, same as I do a food establishment.
Every time it's like
And
that.
if you're missing something,
Definitely.
don't be missing something.
I added to the end a few pages of other towns, codes that worded kind of loosely, or in P-Town, Provincetown, their bylaws for tattooing is extensive.
Uh-huh,
And I am not opposed to follow more rules if it makes the thing more
right.
safe.
Yeah, if something like that came up, especially where you brought up the idea of proposing to change it, that's where I think the board would really dig in and say, okay,
Right.
do we need
Well,
to
we're
be
all-
more strict or less strict?
Okay, yeah.
Right.
We're only looking for a variance for sink in the
Yeah.
petitions.
That's
it.
all that we need to do.
Everything
tonight.
else is gonna
Yeah.
Right.
be exactly how it is.
Exactly how you guys want.
I don't have a
Right.
problem with it.
Okay. I like the verbiage of unobstructed, access to the sink.
Yeah.
I have no problem with the partition. I feel like that's a person's choice. If they're okay
Yeah.
with that, great. If they're not, then
Right, I think
Yep.
that's to the
That's
client.
their- yeah,
The client wants
exactly.
the private
And he
room
said,
with a
he said he
curtain.
also has, taller ones that if they want some
Yeah.
privacy, he can move them into place.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm good with that.
all right. So I would motion to grant the variance, allowing the art stations to be separated by the proposed 50-inch partition rather than a solid floor-to-ceiling wall.
So moved. Do I have to say?
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then I would motion to grant the variance that rather than having a hand sink at every station, that every station should have an unobstructed access to a working hand sink.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're welcome.
Now, Henry, just so you know, tonight this will give you Board of Health blessing. There may be things that zoning is still asking of you
Absolutely.
that came out of town meeting, so it's not like you better open up tomorrow because of,
No, you were
if
actually
any
the
of
one
the
that
other
sent me there the
boards
first time.
do have
That
problems,
was-
concerns, worries, but from our point, at least you can tell them,
Thank you.
I can
Good
do
luck.
it this way.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I hope it works out well.
I hope I see
Right.
you guys there for your tattoo.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. All right. Where are we here? State Farmers Market permit application. Determine what the farmer's market application fee will be.
So,
I went to the
took a
farmer's
look.
market. It was very small. There weren't a lot of people there, so I would vote for a low.
I guess good night.
Good
Have a good
night.
night. What is the current fee?
Yeah.
Peggy gave them to us.
Okay.
Should be a fee schedule right there.
Right here?
Yeah, I went
Food
through
permit.
everything, and basically, we're jamming up people at farmers markets.
I know, it's just so
Wait, so
Did we
can I want to
actually-
understand what this is about. Like, so, you were adopting a state application for the town?
Yes, the state farmers market application.
Yeah.
And then we have to pick a fee. Like, we researched a few of the towns around us. I think $25, pretty much 25, 50 tops. According to what we currently have, it's like you have to do an event permit, which is $150.
Oh, that's crazy.
Okay.
These people are probably barely breaking even.
So is that
At
$25 fee?
$150, they're not breaking even and they're not coming to town.
Yeah.
Is it for the year?
It would be $25 for the year.
Okay.
I'd be
Just
fine
so
with that. I
that-
think
Yes.
it's very small. There were very few vendors there.
And I'm not gonna pay that.
They're
What,
not
the
gonna-
one that was at the church?
Yeah.
It's because of the insurance situation, I think.
Yes,
Yeah,
there is,
because you can't have it on town property, or each vendor needs to have their own insurance.
which is, again, above us.
Not
Yep,
us.
Yep,
That's
That
lousy.
has to do with,
yep,
town liability
Right,
issues,
right.
this and that. So
yep.
at least if there can only be a few at the church area, which obviously will make less money than what they did,
I know.
we're really not hurting them and, but half the
25 is good.
establishments, once they provide me all the information, more than that, I really, don't need to inspect, it's not like, a restaurant.
Okay.
Mhm.
I think $25 is more than enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I would motion to adopt the state farmers market permit application with a fee of $25 per vendor.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
More body art. More body art.
So really what we're trying to do is put body art, artificial nails, and tanning beds all on the same playing field. Or,
Okay.
pretty much, because I was reading through going, well, how do we charge? What do we charge? Where do we need to add? So if you look at the yellow highlighted, it would be to add the one-time fee, and then the renewal fee goes down.
Okay. Which makes
Farmers
sense. I would
market, we
imagine that the-
determine the fee, so that's great.
I would imagine the initial permitting is probably a lot more than the
Exactly,
re-up, which is probably why it makes sense for that to be less. Is that,
Right.
am I catching what you're throwing down? Okay.
exactly, you got it.
But it's, so you said this is per practitioner, not per establishment?
This is, would be for the body art, for the tanning beds, and for the nails.
But not individual person,
No.
for the whole business.
It's for the business.
Right.
I
So,
think so I think E might be a little
E,
confusing, right? It says adopt, so body art practitioner? Because if it's, maybe, does it need to say establishment? Because if it's practitioner, they could have 5 different artists there.
Yes, but
okay.
this is just the permit to run the business, like the setup, not per person.
That's correct.
So this isn't like their individual licensing or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, it's saying
It
practitioner.
does sound like individual.
Gotcha,
Yeah, I
okay.
was just saying, maybe it should
So
say
why don't-
establishment.
Yeah, because for the
Yep.
nails, same thing, you have multiple people and they're obviously providing services.
Right.
and
I get
good.
what you're saying.
Establishment application.
All right, can we vote on that if I change the wording?
Yes, and we'll,
So can I ask
Yeah.
why the fee is so much less for a tanning bed?
that was our original fee, and, I don't think we've ever had a tanning bed in town.
I was just
We
gonna
did.
say, do we
Oh wait,
even
there
have
it
any?
is.
We did.
The setup is the
Before your
same.
time.
This is I'm a little confused. So it's changing
Well,
what
what is-
the original to 75 to match everybody else. all three are 125 for initial and 75 for annual. Is that what
Yes.
I'm reading?
Correct.
I feel like
Okay.
I feel like they should be equal across the board.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
think?
That's correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll go through and approve them individually, but I think we're all in agreement on this fee schedule.
Yes.
Okay. They're
Yes.
equitable services. All right. Can I get a motion to adopt the body art establishment permit application? Initial fee would be $125 and annual renewal applications would be $75.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to adopt the new application initial fee for artificial nails, $125, and the annual renewal application fee of $75 per year?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to continue the initial new application fee for tanning beds as $125 and the annual renewal we're going to increase to $75 to be equal across the board?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Should have had you lead this meeting, Pam. Just it's hurting my brain. All right, state tobacco regulation. Current Halifax Board of Health restricting the sale of tobacco products. Fines. In the case of a first event, $100. I feel like that's not enough, Liz. This is what-
Well, so, back in the day, any town could adopt whatever fine that they wanted. Some were more. When I worked in Marshfield, it was $300. But now the state,
Oh, I like that.
under general law, chapter
added a zero.
277, section 6, mandates that the first violation is 1,000, the second violation is 2,000, the third violation 5,000, and then anything, and/or suspension or loss of license. So we have to go by the state anyway.
Great.
We might as well bring our bylaw in conjunction with what we have to do. Now, if you wanted to, which I wouldn't recommend, however, go to first violation 2,000, second violation 4,000.
I think a 100%
that.
increase is probably good.
Yeah.
Good start. I think adding a zero is probably a suitable beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, my thought process was exactly that.
Well, you
because-
go from 100 to 1,000, people will think twice. about it.
Well, you know what? I think it's a big problem, and yeah.
That's
And
fine.
you know something? And I think I've said it at other meetings though. We did have a tobacco violation,
Yeah, remember that.
sale to minors. We pulled this, the cigarettes had to be removed from sale and it was
Oh, yeah.
$1,000 fine. That establishment has now passed 2 inspections without any violation and has confiscated 17
Fake licenses?
fake licenses
Wow.
for people
Look at that,
trying
guys.
to
We're
either buy
changing the world.
alcohol or cigarettes.
We're changing the world here. All right,
And it's the
that's awesome.
same clerk that was working the day that the violation happened.
They learned their lesson.
Sure did.
So
That's
$1,000
awesome.
works pretty good.
Yeah, right?
All right, so we have to adopt a state, all right. So I'm gonna make a motion to adopt the state tobacco regulations, which would increase the current Halifax Board of Health penalty for a first-time violation for tobacco products from $100 to $1,000.
We do.
The second violation would increase from $200 to $2,000 and a 7-day permit suspension. And the third or more would increase to $5,000 and a 30-day permit suspension.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And then this was just telling us more about, did I do that right? Do I have to go through or did I summarize it okay, Bobby?
I thought-
No, that one was absolutely fine.
Okay.
I know we have a lot here, but it
That's okay.
should be sort of seamless.
All right, smoke shop fee to the fee schedule. So same fee for them, it looks like. So can I get a motion to add and approve, what is fee to schedule what?
So the smoke shop, yeah, we never really, we just lumped it.
Is it a
under
permitting fee? It just says fee to
cigarettes.
fee.
Yes.
Okay,
So now at least it will have its own separate fee.
Like a permit.
Trippy Cloud, which was a smoke shop, closed.
okay, can I get a motion to approve the smoke shop permit fee to,
The fee schedule.
yeah, $125?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nonprofit food permit fee schedule. So currently, nonprofit permit fees are usually $0 no charge. On occasion, a fee is charged and it's determined by the Board of Health. So we're talking about approve and add nonprofit fee permit fee to fee schedule.
Or be determined. If they're, like when you have the fur festivals and various things, it would allow us, even the Memorial Day veterans, to just waive any kind of permit fee. They're a nonprofit.
Gotcha, so that would be
but,
determined by the
you
board.
know,
Okay.
if I determine that, well, yeah, you're saying that you're a nonprofit, but
You're pocketing the money.
yeah, then, you know, at least you'd pay something.
So we're basically just adding it to the schedule with an amount to be determined.
Right, you know.
So
Like the
it could be-
fireworks might actually pay $20 if the
Okay.
town so wants it, but it wouldn't be more than 50.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Can I get a motion, can I get a motion to approve the nonprofit permit fee to be added to the fee schedule to be determined by the Board of Health with a cost between $0 and $50?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We're gonna remove the soil of evaluator permitting requirement. I think we talked about this a
Yes.
while
Yeah.
ago, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, we
we
did,
didn't
we're
vote on
just
it. Okay.
jamming up homeowners and,
Yeah, we talked, yeah, we definitely talked about this. Okay.
And really no other town does it.
All right, so I would motion to remove the soil evaluator permit requirement.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
So now this says that we have to motion to update and approve, but we already did them individually.
Right.
Yes.
So we're good, okay.
So the fee schedule itself will be.
Oh, we have to vote on the actual fee schedule in front of us?
Right.
Okay, let me, this one here that we're looking at, and the only changes are the ones she highlighted in yellow.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, I like this. Ice cream truck permits require a quarry check through a Halifax Police Department prior to Board of Health approval. I like that. We didn't talk about that yet, but I would definitely approve that. Okay, any concerns about anything on the fee schedule?
No.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the changes to the fee schedule as discussed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and now we get to the bills. Okay.
Here's the fun part.
Can I get a motion to affirm the Public Health Excellent Grant number 21-516-5430-189 FY25-31 as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to affirm payroll for the week ending May 31st, 2025 for Robert Valerie, Margaret Seltzer, Patricia Sanda, Brian Kling, Robert Bucher, and Cindy Metro?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to affirm nursing services account number 01-522-FY25-111 as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to affirm revolving account number 25-513-FY25-191 and 2 as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to affirm the iPad gift account number 26-514-483-02-FY25-101 as listed?
So moved.
Nighthawk device, what you doing with that, Bob? It was like I'm picturing like a
Nighthawk.
yeah, like a night vision, what's it called that flies around over?
I should get one. It's sort of awesome because This again, it costs
Drone,
us
that's what I'm thinking,
absolutely
yeah.
nothing.
I'm picturing like a night vision drone flying around.
Well, I could probably buy one, well, with the account, because again, it's, that comes, I have to attend 4 regular meetings and 2 other meetings a year. And they send the town $500
Oh, wow.
a year to cover any mobile devices that I have. So maybe
Not bad.
I need, actually it's 1,000, it used to be 500. So maybe I can get a Nighthawk device.
Can I get a motion to approve the Public Health Excellent Grant account number 25-516-543-12345 as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve the payroll for the week ending June 14th, 2025 for Robert Valerie, Margaret Salter, Patricia Sanda, Brian Kling, Robert Bucher, and Cindy Metro?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve the meeting minutes from May 21st, 2025?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve expense account number 01-512-FY25, one as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve revolving account number 25-513-FY25, one as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve the Public Health Excellent Grant account number 25-516-5430-189-FY25, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve the following permits with the condition that all required documents and fees are submitted to the Board of Health office? 266 Mount Ponset Street, North American Amusement Park Incorporated, Sugar Sweet Swirl, Stephen King, Blackbrook General Contracting, TF Smith Construction Corporation, Wind River Environmental, as listed.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to adjourn the Halifax Board of Health meeting for June 11th, 2025 at 7:07 PM?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.